and I no boil saltfish now, me no soak saltfish, me eat it just so. Welcome back to my channel, guys. Thank you for joining us today. Please remember to like, share and subscribe. Well, today we're doing a reaction video to the last video that was done, saltfish and callaloo. Someone's made a comment that they believe that saltfish should be soaked, you know, because if you boil it, you're boiling out the nutrients. So that gave us an idea to make a reaction video. You know, so we went out and we got some virtual clips, some video clips of persons sharing their opinions from all across the world, right? So you're about to see, let's get right into it.
Well done, and compliments to the chef for the logical approach used. I am sure it has resulted in a succulent and tasty meal. As he identified, there are commonly two types of saltfish available: boneless, which is more flaky and the salt more easily removed, and the second is the codfish, which is more textured and has a greater permeation of salt. The latter therefore needs to be soaked longer, boiled more and washed more to remove the salt and make it more palatable. The extra boiling also results in the added benefit of making the cod more tender when prepared.
I believe that saltfish should be boiled because it takes out excess salt.
Hello everyone. So my take on the saltfish is that saltfish, as we know, is an extremely salty fish, and so people have different means of getting the salt out. If you know overnight that you're going to use saltfish the next morning, well, some people soak it from overnight, and that's their means of getting the salt out. So that's one method. Nothing is wrong with that method because you're going to use it the next morning. That's your method. But I believe if it's on the go, the morning you get up, you want to use saltfish, but you didn't soak it overnight, well, you can't go back to the night before. And so that next option would be to boil it out. And so by boiling it out, not for a very, very long time, because you don't want to boil out the substance out of the fish, but you just boil it for a few minutes, and then you strain it off, and that's when you can use the saltfish. So that's my take on the use of saltfish, to reduce as much salt in it as possible, either by soaking it overnight or by boiling. Either method is just fine. Thank you.
I believe that saltfish should be cooked when you're about to use it, because at that time you can control the taste, the amount of salt that you want to use it. If you should soak it overnight, yes, salt will eventually get out, but it's not going to be soft. And again, based on the type of fish that you're using, if you're using the boneless fish, which is easily prepared because there are no bones to be extracted, then you can just wash it and cook it like 2 times and prepare it in whatever way you're going to do it. Soaking that type of fish overnight is going to make it very saggy. Yes, the salt will get out, but I don't think most salt will be getting out. It's just that the fish will become too soft. The regular codfish, where it has the bones, those now you maybe can take a chance to soak it overnight, but it's still not recommended because that type of fish is a little bit firmer, and you know you would have to cook it. I think it's best to cook that type, the codfish, where you can extract the bones and cook it, and then you pour the water off and prepare it in the way you want to do it. Then now that should be delicious to have.
I usually boil it, but in these times and days, what I do is soak it in warm water. Mainly soak it overnight because I'm thinking about saving gas, saving time, and saving money. So I do it that way now, soak it in warm water overnight and then use it, and it works out better for me and more economical. Bless you. Ciao.
I don't usually soak saltfish overnight, but I boil it.
I prefer to boil my saltfish because boiling takes up the excessive salt easier and quicker than just soaking.
In my opinion, I would prefer to boil the saltfish because I like to get things done sort of quick in the kitchen. Yeah, so I know some persons would say if you boil the saltfish, you would take away some of the nutrients. So you're only taking away some of them, but not all of it. So you will be getting some nutrients if you boil. However, soaking would take rather long. If I had time, or if I were planning ahead of time to prepare saltfish for the following day, then maybe yes, I would soak it. And soaking too would help to use less electricity if you're cooking, or less gas if you're cooking with gas. So either or, but my preference would be to boil the saltfish to get things done quicker in the kitchen. And that's it.
Yo, I no boil saltfish now, me no soak saltfish, me eat it just so.
Yes, good evening. On the subject of preparing salted fish, I believe that one should soak the saltfish for a few hours instead of boiling it before preparing it, for the simple reason that I do not think you should have to cook it 2 times, because boiling it to remove the salt and then frying it up again it's tantamount to cooking it twice, right? And to attempt to wash out the salt immediately before preparing the saltfish, most of the times it doesn't work. There is still a large amount of salt left in it if you try to wash it immediately before cooking. So my personal preferred method is to soak the saltfish for a few hours before cleaning it up for further preparation and cooking.